What's up guys, welcome back again to my channel and to my kitchen. So here I have my nicely washed steak. Now I'm using beef rib steak. You can use any type of steak that you like. So in the container I have a mixture of seasoning. I have some paprika, some dried rosemary, salt, black pepper. I have some oxtail seasoning, and I have some Maggi all-purpose seasoning. Now you want to use a seasoning mix of your choice. Now I'm going to mix all of them together just to blend the flavors together, and then I'm going to add it on my steak. Now you want to ensure that you wash your steak and you want to pat dry it, because you want the seasoning to stick on the steak. Alright, so once you pat dry your steak, then the seasoning will stick onto your steak. Alright, now these are the seasoning mix that I chose to use, but you could always change and add whichever type of seasoning you like. Alright, you could also use other herbs, however I just like to use the rosemary, so that's what I'm using. If you have the fresh rosemary, I never tried the fresh rosemary before, but if you have the fresh one, you could try it and see how it works for you. Okay, so we're gonna season our steak, and you want to season it properly, alright, because of flavor we say. So after seasoning the steak, I'm going to cover it and let it rest for about half an hour. Now if you have more time, you could even season yours overnight, but I didn't have much time, so I just have to work with the time that I had. Alright, so the same thing you do to one side, you want to do it to the other side. Now my steak, they're not very thick, however if your steaks are very thin, then you know they're gonna cook too fast and dry out, and you want your steak to be juicy. Alright, so they're nicely seasoned, so we're gonna set it aside. So after my steak is marinated for the half an hour, I added a little oil to the pot. Now you want your oil to become very hot. Alright, then you want to place your steak in the pot. We're gonna be making a garlic butter steak, so we're not gonna really add much oil. Alright, since we're going to use the butter. Now when the oil becomes hot, I am going to add the steak. Now because I'm using two pieces, so you know them go all easily in the pot, but try to use a big enough pot if you're going to prepare a lot of steak. Alright, now to the container I have some softened butter. I added 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. To that I'm adding some dried parsley. Now I'm gonna mix to combine them together. Because the butter is so soft, guys, trust me, it was so hard to mix them, but anyways, me get through them I want. Alright, so I'm gonna add some of the butter, the garlic butter that I prepared earlier, to the steak. Alright, now I'm searing the steak on like a medium flame. You don't want the flame to be too high, you don't want it to be too low. Alright, now we want to make juicy steak, guys, so you have to do it in stages. You don't want to rush it, but at the same time you don't want to cook it too long and then it dry out. Okay, so I'm gonna add some fresh thyme. If you have the dry thyme, use it. Mine not really fresh and not really dry, but in between them. I'm also adding some scallion. You want your steak to cook with flavor, so as we go along, we're going to add the flavors, and I'm also going to add some pimento seeds. Alright, if you have the crushed one, then you could season the steak with it. Alright, now when one side become seared nicely, then I'm going to flip it over. Alright, so you want your steak to have that nice beautiful color. Yes, but anyways, we don't want our scallion to burn, so we have to keep them on top. So because I want our steak to cook with moisture, so we're going to cover the steak because you want it to be tender and juicy, right? So we're going to cover it. Covering it allows it to, to sear properly, and while it's searing, it's cooking as well. Alright guys, so I'm gonna add some hot water. So you're going to gradually tip the water. Alright, so tipping the water in the pot will allow your steak to have that nice beautiful golden brown color, and also using the hot water, it will also cook your steak. Alright, so add some soy sauce to the steak. After adding the soy sauce, you can add any wine you like. Alright, I'm using the red wine vinegar. If you have the regular red wine, you can use it. You can even use red label wine, because red label wine goes well with beef as well. But the red wine vinegar I had, so that may I use. Alright, so any type of wine, even if a cherry wine, any flavor, you just add your wine. Alright, but the red wine is the best wine to use. Now you want to baste our steak, because you know you want it to have nice flavor and you want it to be juicy. Okay, so I'm just gonna baste it. I'm so sorry guys, my hands was in front of the camera, I didn't even realize. So after basting, you want to cover so that you know it can get some nice juices going on in there. Off camera, added some water, added some hot water. I didn't realize that it wasn't recorded, so you want to tip some water in there. Each time you had like a 1/8 cup of water. When it dries out, you want to add some more, but each time I like to flip the steak so that you know both sides can have that nice beautiful color. Okay guys, so most of the times me not gonna show you when me turn it, but definitely turn it steak, but be gentle, because you know it's cooking, so you don't want to break it. I added a little brown sugar. You could add honey. The sugar or the honey give your steak that nice color and also give it a nice little flavor. Alright, so I am going to add the water maybe about 5 times. As it dries out, you want to add some more water. However, I'm not going to show all of that, you know, so you're just going to repeat the process until your steak is fork tender. Alright, in Jamaica, we don't eat tough meat, guys, so we don't eat medium rare. We love when our meat is done, but at the same time, you want your meat to juicy and nice. And remember, all steaks are different, right? So you want to ensure that you check your steak, now make it dry out. Once it becomes fork tender, you want to remove it from the pot, place it on a plate and let it rest, as I'm doing here. Now just a little tip, when you're buying your beef, guys, you see if it's very red, don't buy, because I want old bulky cow now buy. So you don't want a bulky cow meat, so bear that in mind. Alright, the lighter red the meat is, the softer or the younger the cow is. Alright, now in the pot have all the flavors that were released from the beef, so we want to make a little sauce. Alright, so I added maybe about a cup of water to the pot, so I'm gonna add some other flavors, because guys, you know me already know flavor galore, right? So I am going to add some fish and meat sauce. Now I choose to use these sauces, which you know all of these sauces that I'm using gonna kick up my steak to a whole nother level. But you know what, if you don't have all of these ingredients, then just add what you have. Alright, may add some Worcestershire sauce, if I so want to pronounce the word, guys. May add maybe about a teaspoon each, and I'm gonna add some more ingredients, but you want it to come to a boil. You want to taste it to ensure that it has the flavor that you choose, right? Because everybody tastes but different. Me might feel if add more something, you might not feel if add no more. So because me love flavor in my food, I add some all-purpose seasoning. Now guys, me love my Maggi seasoning, but what if you don't like Maggi? What if you like another seasoning? Then go ahead. Alright, me add some more the red wine vinegar. At this point, you could add your regular red wine. Alright, now me add like a teaspoon as well, because you know, as I say, wine goes well with beef. Alright, now me add like in total I added a teaspoon of sugar. Right, so I added half a teaspoon when I was searing the steak, and now me add another half teaspoon. So in total that is 1 teaspoon. I also added some black pepper. Now if you like, you could add some red pepper flakes, or the scotch bonnet, or any other pepper you like to add. Alright, even some hot sauce you could add here, so, or even some chili powder. Just add 1.5, guys. Right, Now I'm gonna make it simmer down nicely, and then I'm gonna show you on a plate, right? But because we want our steak to have that nice garlic flavor, so I'm gonna add some more garlic, cover the pot, make it simmer, and then I return and show you what I do next. Okay guys, so I have my steak on a plate. I rested it for maybe about 10 minutes. When I rest a steak, all of those juices, just make a steak juicy and nice. Now I choose to add some sauce on the steak, because you want the sauce to soak into the steak, and make it full of flavor, make it so nice. Yes, so this steak, it tasted amazing guys. It had so much flavor, and I hope you try the recipe. If you do, don't forget to share, don't forget to comment, tell me what you think about the recipe, and share it with your friends guys. I really appreciate it. Share it on the social media platform, tell a friend to tell a friend. Yes guys, so thank you so much for watching. I do enjoy your company. Stay blessed and go and big up on yourselves. Straight.